Hey YouTube, thought I'd show you my shiny Pokemon collection in Pokemon Go. Oh, drifting a bit there. Okay, so I've been playing for about 20 months. I play about an hour a day, depending on what I'm doing that day. If I'm going for a walk, I also play on my bike, but not as much on my bike. So, we have 204 shinies. I've never transferred a shiny. I would say I'm semi-casual. I mostly play it while I'm doing some sort of activity. I guess like was intended. Whole new setup here, I'm kind of getting used to it. I have never mirror casted before, so that's kind of cool. It's working. It's working. Okay, so we got Bulbasaur here. That was in the wild. Charmander was a community day Pokemon. Awesome evolved shiny there at Charizard. Squirtle was a lucky trade. That's my favorite starter. Butterfree, I got that from a raid. Weedle and Beedrill were community day Pokemon. I got Drill Run for those green Beedrills there. Oddish was in the wild. Persian was my first shiny, as far as I remember. Yep, Persian was my first shiny. So, he was in the wild, yep. Then we got, it was also a Meowth, and I caught it. We got Mankey, that was in the wild. Growlithe and Arcanine were Shadow, so they were from Grunts. I think they were from Cliff, team leader. Machop was community day. Tentacruel was in the wild. Slowbro was in the wild. Ghastly, Haunter, Gengar, community day. All the Executor and Execute there were in the wild. One of the Executor, Alolan Executor, was a raid boss. So Marowak was from the a Safari Zone event, and I had two, but I traded one for the Squirtle, my shiny Squirtle. Lickitung, that's my favorite Pokemon of all time, is the pink Lickitung. He's awesome. But I got this from a lucky trade, this shiny here. And I probably won't evolve it until I get two, because I really don't like Licky, the evolved form. Not very appealing to me. The original Lickitung design that looked a little bit like a Slowking, that was a lot nicer, but it was never in the game. Rhyhorn was in the wild. Tangela was in the wild. I didn't get any Rhyhorns on the December community day because I didn't know how it worked back then. December community days. Electabuzz was in the... No, Electabuzz was community day. Magmar, community day. These two Pinsir were from Sierra, Team Go Rocket Leader. Magikarp, community day. Got the red Gyarados there. Eevee, I made sure to get a ton of Eevee because I wanted all the shiny Eeveelutions in Eevee community day. One was in the wild. There's some of the Eeveelutions. Porygon, community day on December. Aerodactyl was from Team Rocket Leader, I think Cliff. Cyndaquil in the wild. Totodile was in the wild. Furret was in the wild. Blossom was in the wild. One of my first shinies there. Yanma was in the wild. I have another Yanma I evolved to Yanmega shiny. Espeon and Umbreon, more Eeveelutions. Gligar was a Grunt from Team Go Rocket Grunt. Snubble and Gramble I caught like almost back to back, these shinies. They were both Snubble. So I thought it was like a glitch because that's never happened before. But anyway, I evolved one of them so I would have both shinies. Skizor was from Team Go Rocket Grunt. Sneasel was from a timed special event timed research. And I got my closest to a Shundo with Sneasel, but I didn't quite get it, unfortunately. I think it's one tick away. Never got a Shundo. It's not that one. I probably evolved it, so. Porygon 2 was Community Day. Smeargle, there was an event where you almost automatically got a shiny Smeargle, so I went ahead and got it. Magby was hatched. 2-kilometer egg, I think. Raikou was Legendary Raid. Lugia was my first trade, my first lucky trade as well. Celebi was automatic from an event. Research. Sceptile I caught in a car wash when I was in a car wash in a friend's car. Wurmple was in the wild. Seedot, Nuzleaf, Shiftry. I love Shiftry shiny. Were all from a community day. Wingull was from the wild. Nincada was from the wild. Sableye was a community day, I believe. Roselia was a community day. Wailmer was from an event, from a timed research, I think. Swablu was community day. Cast form was in the wild. Duskull, I love Duskull shiny. Community day. Dusclops too. Bagon and Beldum were in the wild. Metagross, I gotta heal that guy. He was from Sierra. Yeah, I don't have any potions right now. Because I play a lot remotely, so I don't spin a lot of Pokestops lately. So I do a lot of the grunt battles and some raids. Groudon was my first shiny 5-star raid, and I didn't know it was an automatic catch, first ball. Infernape, I love that shiny, was in the wild. Shinx was community day. Same Luxray. Roserade, community day. Drifloon in the wild. Honchkrow, one of my first 2 shinies, was in the wild. Gibble was community day. Same with Gabite, Garchomp. Weavile. Oh, this one of these is probably the 98%. Yeah, there we go. Sad. Not quite a Shundo. And I don't play as much as I did, like even a couple months ago, so I might never get a Shundo. But that's okay. Community Day is still really fun. Electivire, Magmortar were from Community Days. Yanmega I just evolved from a wild Yanma. Leafeon and Glaceon were Eeveelutions from Community Day Shiny Eevees. Porygon was from a Community Day. Dusknoir was just evolved. Snivy, Superior Servine. I always try to keep one of each on a Community Day, at least. Including the evolutions. Tepig, I really don't like Tepig's design. I like Big Knight and Emboar. I was just running into so many Tepigs in the park here one day, and it was just frustrating. Because most of the starters, like, you can't catch with Pokeball a ton of the time. You usually need a berry or a better ball. So, it's just a little frustrating. Oshawott, not a very different shiny there. Community Day, though. I like Dewott and Samurott. Lillipup was in the wild. Dwebble was in the wild. Not much changed on Dwebble. Kofagrigus was from a special event, timed research. Tornadus was from a raid. Bunnelby was in the wild. Fletchling, Fletchender, Talonflame were all from a community day. And Sylveon, he was an evolution. Alright, thanks for checking out my video.